Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
4 days after fire claims the lives of 5 people in Garden Prairie, their names are officially released. We'll tell you who they are as family and as community continues to mourn the loss of the sibling.
Plus, improving our neighborhoods by reaching its people, the new program to change lives.
And welcome to Mutt Madness. You can get your hands on these all-star pups this weekend.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
I'm Eric Wilson. The 3 kids and 2 adults killed in a Garden Prairie house fire are publicly identified for the first time.
All 5 victims are siblings. They are 24-year-old Emmanuel McConaughey and 20-year-old Elizabeth McConaughey, 14-year-old Danica Tapman and 13-year-old Zofia Tapman, and 9-year-old Aniela Tapman. According to the Boone County coroner, all 5 died from smoke inhalation. The massive fire broke out early Monday morning. 6 other people, including a baby, were rescued. A cause for the fire is still under investigation.
The city of Rockford announces a new initiative dedicated to making the community better.
Leaders are calling it the Neighborhood Improvement Initiative. Amory Wilder learned more about the plan. She joins us now. And Amory, to improve neighborhoods, they're focusing on the people?
That's right, Eric and Mimi. The mayor says the goal is to improve the overall environment of certain areas across the city. The idea is to connect people with resources they may need. Starting this spring, city staff will go door to door assessing what they may need assistance with. It could be medical, mental health, or home repair services. They're focusing on these 6 areas on the map. The city's neighborhood specialist, Barb Chidley, says crime in that proximity to schools is factored into their decision of where to offer support.
One of the most powerful ways that we can connect with families in our community is to go through elementary schools. They are consistently in contact with their families. Having that initial conversation with folks to find out what they need and how we can better support them is crucial.
The first workday is April 22nd in the area of Lewis Lemon Elementary School. At the end, residents can enjoy a block party. Eric?
Thanks, Amory. Police need your help to find a man they say touched himself inappropriately in front of young girls. This happened back on February 17th at the Target on East State in Rockford. Officers were called after the girls told their parents the suspect was making them feel uncomfortable. The parents also reported they could see the man touching himself while standing near their daughters. The alleged suspect was caught on security cameras. If you know who this is, call Rockford Police or Crime Stoppers.
As Russia's war on Ukraine enters its 3rd week, the U.S. is ramping up its response. Thursday, Congress approved $14 billion in aid.
Today, President Joe Biden announced new expanded sanctions on Russia. Our Washington correspondent Basil John tells us more as he keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. The latest set of economic sanctions is in coordination with the European Union and the G7, all in an effort to make Vladimir Putin back off.
It's a crushing blow to Russia.
President Joe Biden announced the U.S. and its allies will further isolate and sanction Russia by removing its most favored nation trading status.
Putin is an aggressor. He is the aggressor, and Putin must pay the price.
The U.S. will also ban imports of Russian seafood, alcohol, and diamonds. State Department spokesperson Ned Price guarantees actions like these will continue
until President Putin reverses course and relents in his brutal aggression.
But Russian forces continue the offensive in Ukraine, and President Biden promises the U.S. will provide aid.
We're going to make sure Ukraine has the weapons to defend themselves from invading Russian force.
The president warns of what could happen if the Kremlin's aggression reaches into the rest of Europe.
It is World War III, but we have a sacred obligation on NATO territory.
Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby says it's up to President Vladimir Putin to de-escalate.
All of this is by his choice, and all that blood is on his hands, and he could stop it right now if he wanted to.
President Biden also warned there would be consequences for Russia if Ukraine is targeted with nuclear weapons. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Rockford's sister city in Ukraine is reportedly under direct assault by Russian forces. Mayor Tom McNamara says he's been in contact with leaders of Brovary who tell him the situation has worsened. McNamara says he's been told that women and children are being killed in residential areas attacked. Meanwhile, local support for the people of Rockford's sister city has been overwhelming. The mayor says in just the last week, more than $75,000 and 6.5 pallets full of medicine and medical supplies have been donated. But he believes more needs to be done.
The need is greater today, sadly, than what it was when we announced this. And I think by all reports, not just from speaking with them directly, but yesterday I spoke with Senator Durbin on it as well, and all reports is it's just going to get a lot worse.
Donations can be made to the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois or to Kids Around the World. For links to those websites, go to mystateline.com.
Winnebago County voters have a new referendum they'll be asked to approve during the June primary. It will ask to increase the tax levy to maintain River Bluff Nursing Home. If approved, the rate would climb from 0.44% to 0.1% for a property worth $150,000. That would mean paying about $25 more a year. The tax levy hasn't been increased in more than 30 years. According to board members, River Bluff has been running a deficit of nearly $2.5 million a year. If voters give the green light, board members would still have to approve an increase. Streets of downtown Rockford will be crowded this weekend as a trio of tournaments take place. Saturday and Sunday, the UW Health Sports Factory will host the AAU Volleyball Grand Prix. Today and Saturday, the BMO hosts the Illinois Kids Wrestling Federation State Championships. And then at Rock Valley College, the NJCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championships taking place. In all, these tournaments are expected to bring nearly $3 million into the region. We'll have more on the economic impact coming up tonight at 10.
A company that offers support for seniors opens a new State Line office. Comfort Keepers held an opening celebration in Freeport. The new office is located on Exchange Street. It's across from the Stevenson County Courthouse. Comfort Keeper offers services that allow seniors to stay in their homes. Administrators say the change of location will mean better access to resources.
And just having someone here in this location makes a huge difference, especially with the amount of people applying. And plus they have someone that they can turn to for advice, counseling, or any issues that may arise. Then we can solve them faster.
Comfort Keepers has been operating in Freeport since 2005.
A State Line Animal Shelter is taking March Madness on in a different way. It's Mutt Madness at Winnebago County Animal Services. Saturday, adoption fees on some dogs will be just $25. That includes wellness exam, spay or neuter, microchip, vaccinations, and other things. Shelter staff say they need to free up kennel space so they can help more animals.
We are seeing quite a few owner surrenders or dogs just coming in, and it's very uncommon that we have more dogs than cats, but that's kind of been the trend these past few months, so we're hoping we can really help get these dogs moving and get them to the forever homes.
If you plan to adopt, staff suggests you get pre-approved online. You can find a link to how to do that at mystateline.com. Sleep is crucial for our health, but this weekend many of us will lose an hour when we change the clocks.
Coming up, a lot of important things happen when we sleep. Hear how our body repairs itself.
And coming up at 6, Seeing a Need, a program designed to keep kids out of crime in one local community.
Today's been about 15 degrees below normal for this time of year. We have some more cold for the overnight, but luckily warmth is on the way. Find out all the details coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Good news on the COVID front. The number of new cases is down once again.
There's been a nearly 20% reduction in hospitalization since last Friday. The state's reporting about 8,500 new cases in the past 7 days. That's compared to just over 10,000 the week before and 13,000 in the middle of February. In just the past week, there's also been a 45% decrease in deaths due to COVID. You have more time to renew your driver's licenses, ID cards, or learner's permit. The Illinois Secretary of State is once again extending those expiration dates through July 31st. You only have to visit a facility for a first-time license or ID. Instead, you're encouraged to renew your license online. The extension does not apply to commercial licenses.
This weekend is daylight saving and will spring ahead, which basically means losing an hour. For many of us, losing an hour of sleep. Not getting enough sleep's linked to many chronic diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and depression. Doctors recommend trying to go to sleep at the same time every night and getting up at the same time, even on weekends. But daylight saving can disrupt that, and a lack of proper sleep, even for just a night or two, can have a significant impact on the rest of your day.
Our body's cells and tissues can kind of regenerate and restore at that point. Sleep is very important for our cognitive, our mind, and our mental functions. As we all know, if you've gone on very few hours of sleep, the next day can be extremely tough.
Here's some advice to help you sleep. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Avoid screen time before, and skip the afternoon caffeine, especially if you struggle to fall asleep and stay asleep.
Well, this is not the news we wanted for this weekend. Rockford St. Patrick's Day Parade event is postponed because it's going to be so cold.
We are talking temperatures below zero with the wind chill. Jordan's back after the break with your first warned weather.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Well, we've had a few bursts of sunshine here this afternoon, but most of the day has been dominated by the colder wind. That's mostly behind this cold front that passed earlier today, bringing a couple of snow flurries to the area. Those temperatures behind that are dropping off here pretty significantly as well. Luckily, the skies are clearing behind that, but that actually means colder temperatures here for the overnight tonight. Our Mercy Health SkyTrack camera showing those clear skies, very few clouds into the sky here in downtown Rockford, showing all of those sunny conditions as well here for this evening, but that's causing those temperatures to drop off a little bit quicker, down into the teens already if we get out toward the northwest, still in the 20s toward the rest of the viewing area. Those winds are really picking up out of the northwest behind that cold front as well. 20 miles per hour or more out of the west to northwest for those wind speeds. That's causing wind chills to drop down near zero in some locations for the evening tonight. Those wind chills will continue to pick up for the overnight tonight, down into well below zero for the early part of tomorrow morning. Near -15, -20 in some locations are even possible for the early part of tomorrow. Luckily for the rest of the afternoon, we do get back up into the teens for the wind chills and single digits, but luckily that doesn't last very long because warmer temperatures are on the way behind that cold front there. So for the early part of tomorrow morning, definitely will want to dress for the weather. Make sure to add a couple of layers here if you're headed out the door for the early part of the morning. Those winds will also continue to be very strong, gusting up to 30 or even 20 miles per hour during the overnight. Luckily, we do drop off quite a bit toward the later part of the day tomorrow into Sunday as well. Our futurecast showing really those clearing skies for the overnight tonight, allowing those temperatures to really drop off for the overnight into the single digits. We do get back up into the 20s for those temperatures tomorrow. Then tomorrow night into Sunday morning, we do have a couple of chances for some snow showers toward the early part of the morning. Not really much of anything as far as accumulation goes, but might get a small dusting similar to what we had just last night. Now, much clearer skies beyond that and much warmer temperatures as well. Those warmer temperatures very highlighted here on the jet stream. Here's where the jet stream is currently located, but if we progress this forward, that jet stream lifts to the north. That's allowing all of those warmer temperatures to surge northward to the state line, bringing our temperatures up into the 50s, even 60s for the early part of the week. We take a look toward the back half of the week for that. We see those temperatures definitely warming up here tomorrow. 23 degrees, but compare that to Sunday, nearly 25 degrees warmer into near 50s. We do stay very warm for the back half of the week as well. Those warmer temperatures definitely set to stay in place as well toward the back half of the week and into next week as well. Much warmer temperatures in place according to the Climate Prediction Center. But tonight, down to 4 degrees for the overnight low. Very clear skies. It's causing those temperatures to drop down. Tomorrow, only up into the 20s, definitely hanging on to those breezier conditions. But luckily, those colder temperatures only last a couple days. We spring forward. With that, we get much warmer temperatures and 50s and 60s toward the back half of the week with another chance for rain on Friday.
Stand right where you were because you block off those first 2 days on the 7-day.
Perfect.
Thanks. Thank you, Jordan.
David Greenberg's in for Scott Leber next to talk sports.
He has highlights and reactions from the Illini's upset loss, knocking them out of the Big Ten basketball tournament.
Now sports with David Greenberg.
Well, it is March, and that means it is madness in the college basketball world. Out in Indianapolis, the Big Ten Conference Tournament is going on with teams looking for a chance to play into the weekend. The Illini had the #1 seed in the conference and took on the Hoosiers. Hoosiers riding high off a 17-point second-half comeback to beat Michigan last game. Trace Jackson Davis was a big reason for that and did it again today. Goes up and under for the lay-in. Then it's Andre Curbelo inside to Kofi Coburn, and the big man barrels his way to the basket for a couple more. Later, Hoosiers down 1. Jackson Davis gets it, pulls up from the free throw line, and hits to go up 1. Final possession here, Indiana up by 1. The free throw is no good. Andre Curbelo takes it, goes the length of the floor, splits the defenders, and misses the layup. Indiana upsets Illinois 65-63. The Illini are out of the Big Ten tournament and out of the NCAA tournament, where Brad Underwood feels they deserve a high seed.
We came here to win it. We didn't, but it's not the end of the world. And I don't think Baylor won their conference tournament last year. I think UCLA got beaten theirs. I think they still found a way to make it to the Final Four. Will be refreshing.
Well, with the MLB back in action and the announcement of April 7th being the start of opening day, the Cubs wasted little time locking manager David Ross into a new contract extension. The new deal inks Rossi with the Cubs for an additional 3 years through 2024 with a club option for 2025. Ross's record with the Cubs is just 105-117, but I think his best days are ahead. After selling off pretty much just the entire core of that 2016 World Series team at the deadline last year, new president of ops Jed Hoyer promised the rebuild wouldn't take long. With lots of free agents still unsigned following the lockout, many view shortstop Carlos Correa as one of the top still available, and recent reports indicate the Cubs are among the favorites to land him. The one free agent made it official today, Carlos Rodon, who had a resurgent season in 2021 with the White Sox. The left-handed pitcher is headed to the Bay Area, joining the San Francisco Giants on a 2-year, $44 million deal. Rodon had a .237 ERA, striking out 185 batters in 132 innings. But the highlight of his season came during his no-hitter against the Indians. Coming up later tonight in Milwaukee, the Ice Hogs and the Admirals will square off. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. That's sports, so be right back.
Jordan will remind us about the cold that kicks off the weekend in just a minute.
But first, here's a look at what's to come on News Nation tonight.
Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. Some now complaining about the Russian sanctions, saying they're hurting average Russians rather than Putin, and that he'll just use them for propaganda. Okay, so what? We then give up on the sanctions because of what Putin might use them for? That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That's coming up on the fastest growing cable news network in America, News Nation. It's available on the cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com. Jordan joins us now with that forecast. The second half is really nice. We're looking for very spring-like temperatures next week, but boy, tonight and tomorrow sound horrible.
Yeah, even past Saturday. 6 of those 7 days are pretty solid.
Very, very nice. Definitely coming up, but we got to deal with the cold first. We definitely have those single-digit temperatures tonight.
Just make us tougher.
Yeah, we had a cold front that passed through earlier that's bringing those temperatures down and causing those wind chills to really show up. That cold front showing up on our First One interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass and more. For the rest of the weekend, though, for Sunday, we spring forward into those warmer temperatures, that's for sure. Near 50 for the high temperature on Sunday, 50s and 60s for the middle part of the week. We do have a slight chance for some rain there on Tuesday or Monday night into Tuesday morning. And then again, another chance for some rain there on Friday, but definitely much warmer temperatures, much more feeling like spring for sure.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.